Ladies and gentlemen, it is often said power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. What happened in 2 poll-bound states is proof of that. When we go to a polling booth every 5 years, stand in queue and then cast our ballot, we expect that the netas we choose will behave like public servants, that our MPs and MLAs will serve citizens with commitment and with honesty. What we certainly don't expect is what is happening on your screens right now. Let's start with the screen on your left. The gentleman in white is YSRCP MLA A. Sivakumar. Can we just go full frame to that, please? The man in orange you see is a voter. And MLA Sahab thinks nothing of slapping him. Netaji is so used to VIP privilege where standing in line is out of question. He was so enraged that a citizen told him off that he went right ahead and slapped him for what? Because the voter said, hey, I came here before you. Can we just put that visual on our full frames, please? Visual 1. The voter slapped him back. And that is when MLA Sivakumar's supporters surrounded the man and beat him black and blue. Slaps and punches flew. What you're seeing on your screens, ladies and gentlemen, is not a voter being assaulted. This is democracy that is being assaulted. This video went viral. A case has been registered against Netaji. Let's show you another set of visuals. We had another Netaji in next door Telangana serving the citizen. That video is on the right sides of your screens. Serving him a kick, that is. The man again in white is, as you can tell, a politician. He is a Congress leader and the brother of Congress MP candidate from Hyderabad, Suresh Shetkar. An argument breaks out outside a polling booth, and this is how he reacts. People who are supposed to serve the people behave like public servants, treating citizens like their servants. In both cases, the videos were caught on camera and there was much outrage. But most times, power-drunk netas punching democracy in the face goes unreported. Maybe the Lal Batti blinds them to their duty and basic sense of human decency. Maybe they start taking their privilege as a right. Whatever it is, our politicians must remember that the Indian voter is fairly forgiving. But the one thing he or she will not forgive is arrogance. Was it arrogance on display in Hyderabad when the BJP's Madhavi Latha decided to ask women voters to lift their burqas and check their identities? Did she too cross a line here? Now, Madhavi Latha has been booked after this video of her asking burqa-clad women to lift their burqas at a polling booth in Azampur went viral. You can see her on your screens. What you see is the BJP leader checking the voter IDs of Muslim women so that she can match them with their photographs on their voter ID cards. Now, she is a first-time candidate and therefore perhaps anxiety levels were high. But was this checking drive really necessary? Madhavi Latha has claimed the cops weren't active enough and were not checking anything, so she had to step in. She has also alleged that there were discrepancies in the voters' list. After kicking up this storm, the leader has remained defiant. In fact, she has gone on to say that what she did was well within her rights. Listen in.
भैया मैं कैंडिडेट हूँ और एज पर लॉ कैंडिडेट हैज अ राइट to check the identity card with the face, without the face mask. I'm not a male, I'm a female, and with lot of humbleness, I've only requested them, can I please see and verify with the ID card? And if somebody wants to make a big issue out of it, that means that he's scared of it.
Needless to say, Madhavi's act has sparked a row. Telangana's Chief Minister has said there is nothing but an attempt to polarize and it's simply going to help Asauddin's party.
I have not seen But BJP simply trying to polarize Muslim votes to win Asaduddin Owaisi. All these issues are going to help Asaduddin Owaisi. It is not going to benefit anything for BJP.
Now, as you know, Madhavi Latha has been pitted against sitting MP and AIMIM candidate Asaduddin Owaisi from the high-profile seat of Hyderabad. He is eyeing a 5th straight term. While he hasn't said anything so far, his party, the AIMIM, has filed a complaint against Madhavi Latha. Now, Madhavi Latha isn't the only one who raised concerns over verification at polling booths in Telangana. In a similar incident involving the BJP, its Nizamabad candidate, Arvind Dharampuri, engaged in a heated war of words with polling officers and questioned as to why women in burqas were allowed to vote without having to show their faces for identification. The question is this vigilantism, or is this verification, or is this vilification? Has BJP's Madhavi Latha crossed the line in the name of civic duty? I'm asking this very simple question to my guests who are joining me this evening. This is going to be a quick chat. Jasmine Sandhwalia is the BJP spokesperson. She's joining us on the broadcast. Atiq Ur Rehman is a political analyst. He's joining us on the broadcast as well. Atiq Ur Rehman, I'm coming to you first. Madhavi Latha is saying, look, I'm a woman, and as a candidate, I have a right to check the identity of the voter. Now, in this case, if the voter is a burqa-clad woman, how do I check her identity? I will, of course, request her to lift her burqa so that I can see her face. Isme galat kya hua?
Shreya, the galat is she as a candidate does not have a right to do this particular function. But if she is having a doubt regarding the identities and some fake thing going on, she should report to the polling officer. Point number one. Second is, don't we know that BJP and the Sangh elements have always made an issue out of the burqa? They want to scare the Muslim women coming out of their houses, either to go to their banks or to schools, colleges, and even now to exercise their voting right. Third point, Shreya, is even if she is having a doubt and there is a mismatch in the voter identities, the voter identity cards are not a match as far as the photograph, because a identity photo, voter identity must be 15-20 years old. Every now and then the election commission does not update that particular photograph. Maybe some things have changed. So this is not the only way. There is a voter identity number over there. There is a constituency name over there. There is an address, the building number, the house number, and various other factors a polling officer can determine.
But
photograph is not the only thing
Atiq Rehman,
to check a voter's identity.
Okay, Atiq Rehman. No, Atiq Rehman, if a candidate, and she's a first-time candidate, feels there is bogus voting happening, and I need to check because, you know, the polling agents are not doing anything, that the officers who are on duty are not doing anything. What is wrong in it? She feels there's bogus voting. She feels she needs to check the photograph with the woman who's voting. Polarization kaise hai ye?
As I pointed out, Shreya, does protocol calls for this action by herself. If anything wrong she is finding in a particular polling booth, she should report to the polling officer. That's the protocol, I suppose. Secondly, identities cannot be matched only by a photograph. And we know that a particular BJP and RSS people have made a Muslim phobia and a burqa phobia out of all these veil of Muslim women in the past too. So we know what their credentials are, what their intent is, and all about everything about else is she does not enjoy this particular right. Only the polling officer can do this. And photograph is not the only means to check the identity. My main elemental
Jasmine,
point, Shreya.
Please respond to what Atiq is saying. Okay.
Well, I want
Jasmine,
to
would you respond to what Atiq is saying?
Yes, I want to say that it is totally absurd and ridiculous to accuse the candidate, the BJP candidate, that she has any phobia against the Muslims and especially women who wear burqa. I also want to bring to Atiq's notice that she has been a social activist and she was a forerunner. She was in the forefront to campaign for the triple talaq, and which was criminalized by Parliament in 2019. She's a woman candidate. If you see her, she's not seen intimidating or subjugating these women. She's politely requesting them and checking. It is for everybody to see. I am definitely not condoning that what the other two leaders were doing, beating people up. But here the lady is very politely requesting them, and this should be kept in mind. And also it is the intention. It is the intention which has been misconstrued and misinterpreted by different people, and it suits them. Incidentally, that these women are wearing burqas, and that's why such a hue and cry is being made. Had these women not been wearing burqa, would we have been arguing about it? No. And when we have to verify something, what is wrong in verification also? That is what I want to say. And also I want to bring Shreya.
Jasmine, I want to make a couple of points.
That is that more than 5 lakh votes last month were deleted by the Election Commission in Hyderabad in 15 assembly segments because there was duplication, deaths had taken place, addresses had changed, and repeatedly the BJP candidate had said that 90% of the booths are compromised. So there are lapses. She is, any candidate would be nervous about it, would like to verify.
Okay. Jasmine, here's the thing. You're saying she has been a social worker and she was at the forefront trying to bring down triple talaq, which ultimately happened. In that case, why is she nervous? All these burqa-clad women would be voting for her only, right? Because you're saying she fought for their rights, etc. Then where was the nervousness about?
Shreya, there's no nervousness from these women. There is always an anxiety that bogus polling should not happen. That happens with any candidate, whether it's a male candidate or a female candidate or from any political party. So, and also remember that she is contesting an election against Mr. Owaisi, who has repeatedly gone on record saying that this move of removing the triple talaq is an attack on Muslim identity. So I think the whole hue and cry is being made that her intention is being doubted when ultimately it was not her intention. She is just asking them, requesting them, not even asking. If you see, she's requesting them to see their faces accordingly, and the case has been registered. The ultimate truth will only come out after thorough investigation has happened.
Jasmine. Atiq Ur Rehman is saying. Atiq Ur Rehman. Atiq, I'll let you come in. This is a small chat, so I'm just going to request you to keep your answers short, Jasmine. Atiq is saying it wasn't her business in the first place to be asking women to lift their veil and show them her voter ID. It is the job of polling officers who are at every booth in India, across India. If she had a problem, if she felt this was bogus voting, she should have simply told them.
Shreya, she has also gone on record saying that there were huge lapses and the lady police was not checking and the staff there was not helpful and she had reported to them. So ultimately, it is just that she's requesting them. Like I said, she's not subjugating them. She's not humiliating them. She has politely requested them to see, and her intention is being misconstrued and misinterpreted.
Okay. Atiq, I'll quickly let you respond. Go ahead, please.
Shreya, the main element and the point over here is if a voter identity photograph mismatches with the face, if it is old, if it is not clear enough, will you stop a particular voter voting, casting his or her vote? No, you can't do it. Because what I am saying is the photograph is not the only thing which a polling officer checks. There is an address, there is a voter identity number, there is an address, house number, area, constituency, various other things are there which a polling officer ensures, which are present with the person who is carrying a card. The photograph might be mismatching, the photograph might not be clear, The photograph might be quite old.
Okay. Okay, you know, what has happened in Hyderabad is very clear to our viewers. They're seeing it very clearly on their screens. They also know what the rules are because we've put the rules. Madhavi Latha, was she polite? When she did what she did, she was certainly polite. But did she cross a line? And was this crossing of line deliberate? Was it an attempt to polarize? I think we'll just let our viewers decide on that. Jasmine, I'm going to thank you for joining us. Thank you very much. Atiq Ur Rehman, thank you very much for joining us as well. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, it's a wrap from me. Thank you very much for watching. My colleague Shreya Dhoundial is joining you at the top of 9 with all the day's top stories. Do stay with us.